Franklin Saint wasn't just a kid from South Central. He was that kid. The kind who reads the economics books and suddenly thinks he's Gordon Gekko with better hair. At first, he's just slinging weed and minding his business, maybe dreaming about a condo somewhere with decent parking, but one wrong move later and he's knee-deep in the crack cocaine trade, partnered up with a sketchy CIA agent and rising through the ranks like he's trying to unlock the drug dealer battle pass. It's wild. This man goes from "Can I help you, officer?" to "I am the law." Franklin's story is like watching a roller coaster that was never safety checked, fast, thrilling, and likely to fly off the fucking rails. So buckle up. Let's talk about the beautiful, chaotic, dollar-stuffed train wreck that is Franklin Saint. Season 1, Franklin is low-key. He's slinging small time, riding his bike, doing math in his head like he's preparing for the SAT. Then boom, he gets introduced to cocaine, and the glow-up is instantaneous. With a little charm and a lot of nerve, a sprinkle of CIA assistance, because why not, Franklin builds a whole operation from the ground up. Like he's not just selling drugs, he's starting a launch up. Except instead of venture capital, he's got duffel bags and a growing body count. You almost want to root for him. He's so efficient, so business-minded, so polite, but then again, most polite people don't yell, "Where's my money?" while holding a Tech 9. So where did it all go wrong? Well, let's start with the first point, the shift. The shift was when ambition turned into obsession. There's a fine line between ambition and obsession. In the beginning, Franklin wanted to build a better life, but somewhere along the way, that vision twisted. It stopped being about legacy and started being about control. Every deal had to go his way. Every decision had to be his. Dude was flat out on a power trip. But as the money poured in, so did the paranoia. Franklin stopped listening. He stopped learning, and the same clarity that helped him rise started to blur. He was a smart kid, and that's why it was so strange watching him turn into a badass. It freaked out everyone, especially his family and friends. An example of this, Season 4, when he started threatening Sissy's business partner and straining his relationship with his family for the success of the business. It wasn't a good look. So what happens when you turn on your own family? Well, Franklin didn't build his empire alone. He had a crew, family, people who believed in him. But when things got messy, he turned on them. Louis, his own blood, became competition. And you may know, ends up being a massive villain in the end. And Leon, his best friend, tried to guide him, but Franklin wouldn't hear it. So much so that the relationship was barely hanging on. Yeah, Franklin pushed everyone away until he had no one left. And in the drug game, that's an easy way to end up cooked. But long story short, Franklin finds out Louis cut him out of the direct pipeline to Teddy. The betrayal enrages him, but instead of finding peace, he threatens her, leading to a full-blown war with Franklin and his own family. But that's not the worst of it. Teddy stole $73 million from Franklin. Yeah, everything changed when the money was stolen. Instead of accepting the loss, Franklin became obsessed with getting it back. It wasn't just about finances, it was about pride. That money was him. It was everything he worked for, everything he sacrificed for. But the harder he chased it, the more he lost. Relationships, morality, sanity. Franklin became a ghost of who he used to be. Violent, erratic, and spiraling. You could see it in his eyes. He wasn't fighting for his future anymore. He was fighting because he didn't know how to stop. He was f***ing pissed. But I can't really blame him. I mean, this is $73 million. But hey, the things he does are ridiculous. Franklin was in a tailspin. From this moment up, everything Franklin does is fueled by desperation to get his money back. Even if it means killing, kidnapping, or betraying everyone he loves, which he does. He started crossing some lines. As a matter of fact, Franklin crossed every line. He literally kidnaps and tortures Teddy's father to try to get the money back. And this all circles back to the very thing he was terrified of becoming in the first place, which was his father? That's right, Franklin hated his father, saw him as weak, a failure, an addict who ran from responsibilities. He built his empire to prove he was nothing like his dad, but the irony is brutal. In the end, Franklin became him. The man who once ran LA's crack empire was now drunk in the middle of the street, talking to himself, pushing away the people who still cared. He had nothing left, not even the awareness of what he'd become. It wasn't just a downfall, it was a tragedy, because deep down, Franklin always feared this exact ending. So then it leaves the question in the end, what was it all for? Franklin's story isn't just about drugs or street politics. It's about how power can corrupt, how ambition can blind you, and how pride can destroy everything you've built. He started with a ton of momentum, even tried to clean his dirty money. But in the end, the real question wasn't how did it happen, it was it worth it? Because Franklin Saint didn't just lose his money, he lost his soul, and honestly man, that's the worst thing you can lose. Comment down below which TV series you want me to break down next in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. Here's 2 more videos for you to check out in case you're bored.